Okay, so for the resize function, the first thing we need to do is we need to declare the body variable, and we are going to set it to document.get elements by tag name. And so we're just going to be getting the body tag. You could do it by ID. I'm just doing it by tag name because I didn't set the ID of it. And then also because we are getting elements, we are not just getting a element, we are getting an array back. I'm just going to select array element 0. And that's just going to save me some time. All right, and after that, here's where there's two conditions. So the first one is if if we're resizing after the initial resize. All right, so basically not initial resize. So what does that mean? That means that when we go here, we're checking. So not only is CTX declared and is not and is defined, it is also the win height is declared and defined. The win height, if you remember, it was declared here. All right, so we go back down. So we're going to do some stuff there, and then else, if it's the initial one. So for the initial one, here's how it's going to look. The initial one, we're going to get the CTX. Remember this, canvas.getContext. So the CTX, and you could access the canvas element through the CTX, which is how I do things. And so you go ctx.canvas.width, and I'm going to set it to the window.inner width, or I could just use inner width because I already declared inner width as a constant of the window. All right. Next one is the height. Now this is the dynamic part. We're going to go ctx.canvas.height is equal to, well, it's equal to the body.offset height. That's all it is. Boom. Now you see here that the canvas, which is the pale goldenrod yellow, is covering everything in the body. All right, so we dynamically set it. So if we refresh the page and we have the height at 200 view height this time, or we added more content to the container, and this is the particle animation that's taking place in the background, it's still going to run. It's still going to be the exact height of that container. That's the beauty of this. So ctx.height equals body.offset. And the last thing that I want to do, because this is the initial time, I'm going to set this to the win height to this as well. All right. Now this is the window height. It's not really the best term, but it works. It's the window, the viewing window of the canvas. Maybe I should change the variable names, but for now, it's staying. And then for now, if when we're resizing it, basically what we're doing is we're doing exactly this, but we just want to set some conditions. What are the conditions? Well, we don't want it to resize all the time. So on orientation change, we want to call resize, but and on resize, the thing is that right now, resize is called whenever there's a change in the size of the window. So on mobile devices in the browser mode, you'll end up having resize being called even when you just scroll a little bit, because that tab that comes up for the browser, like the window bar that has the URL and things like that, that'll affect the window size, and so you'll end up resizing on that and everything. So for now, I actually think it would be easier if we just not tackle it. So I'm going to use the exact same method. We'll come back to that at the end if we have time and it's worth it. If not, this is just extra. But for now, we accomplished that part. Resize is done, technically. I'm just going to add here need to revisit at the end for fine tuning, just to be sure. All right, save. So what's next? Well, we set up the canvas width and the canvas height. So now we could come back to the particles and we could finally set the X and the Y values appropriately. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, save. And I just want to refresh just to prove that the height is matching. Boom, there it is. It's just that CodePen is a little bit weird, or maybe browses, or the Opera browser is a little bit weird, but it is matching exactly to the body's height. It's just there's a few bugs, I guess. Or if you know why this is happening and maybe I'm missing something, please leave a comment below. All right, so next up is the finishing off the inner particles. And then we're finally going to get to animating this and drawing this soon. We are making good progress here.